Hi, Rob here from RJCElectrics. Today I'd like to talk to you about something which has been cropping up recently. It's been coming up in a few conversations I've been having with customers, and it's about fuse boxes stroke consumer units. Fuse boxes is what the device in your cupboard normally with all your fuses in was called in the sort of late 50s, 60s. Nowadays they're commonly called consumer unit. They've got slightly different devices in rather than your rewirable fuses. They have a little device in called a MCB, which is a miniature circuit breaker. Now, often I've been going into these homes of customers and they've been telling me, can you quote for a new consumer unit? And when I ask them why, they tell me somebody told them they need to get it changed because it's old. Now, I find that quite strange that you'd want to change something just because it was old. I mean, there's lots of old things around us and we don't go around changing them just because they are old. I'm sure a lot of you people that are watching this, you've got parents that are older than you. You're not going to go around and tell them to get out because they're old and you want to get some new ones in. It's just, they're old. As long as they're safe and they're working in good working order, then you keep them as they are, happy to go along with them. What else can I use as an example? Your car. You have a car. You take your car for an MOT just to make sure it's safe. Now you take it for an MOT and you give it to a professional. Now you could have a car that was made in the 50s, in the 60s. Just because it's old doesn't mean that you've got to take it off the road. Doesn't mean it's unsafe. You take it to the garage and you give it to this professional who will look at it and examine it and make sure it's safe to go on a public highway. Now he'll do all these safety checks and go through what he's trained to do on that vehicle to make sure it's going to be roadworthy. And when he's happy with it, if it passes, he will write out a certificate and he'll give it to you to say that that vehicle is safe. Now you could do the same thing with your fuse box. You might have an old-fashioned fuse box, and as long as you get the correct person in, a qualified professional electrician, he will do a similar thing to the man in the garage who's doing the test on your vehicle. He will go through a procedure and do lots of tests on your fuse box, on your circuitry within the fuse box, to make sure that it's still safe for continued use. He'll make sure that you're not in any danger within your home. Now once he's done all of those tests, as long as he's happy, everything is, there's no immediate danger, there's no sort of danger that's going to come jumping at you sort of 6 months down the line. As long as everything at the time is safe, he will write a certificate out to tell you that your installation all around your house, your fuse box, is safe for continued use. Now, as a qualified and registered electrician, I would always recommend that you get a new consumer unit and bring it up to current standards, because new consumer unit have got little devices in which are a lot safer, make the consumer unit a lot safer than the old-fashioned fuse box, and it's just that extra peace of mind knowing that the new style is a lot safer than the old-fashioned style. So again, basically just going back to what I was saying before, if you have an old fuse box and someone tells you you need to have it changed, ask them why, rather than letting them tell you just because it's old. You can't change something just because it's old. Yes, tell them to give you the reason why it needs changing. So basically, if someone does come along, just be careful. Don't go handing over any money to someone who's just basically out to make a quick, fast buck. Make sure you get a qualified approval from somebody telling you, yes, you either do need it changed or no, you don't. Now, I undertake these type of installations myself, so if you need any help or you want any further questions, answers, then don't hesitate to contact me and I'll do what I can to help you. But, if it's old and it's working, as long as it's safe, keep using it. Hope you found this useful, and I'll speak to you soon.